Alex, toughest game of the season so far.
Yeah, without doubt. I think that we made it tougher because of the start. We play a certain way, and when thought that the first half especially was really slow and lethargic and lacked energy. Every set piece, every throw in took time, and it just ruined our flow a little bit. And then what we didn't pass the ball well enough at all. We ended up doing things that don't make us, if that makes sense. We needed to get to half time because I thought that realistically, apart from the first 10 minutes, we didn't get going at all. And we allowed them to interfere with our game. Half time is important to speak to them. And then I thought after that, we came out and you just showed the intent that you've got to show. And then we scored a goal from Kempe, which I thought was coming at that time. It was just starting to come, and crosses, and Reedy a couple of times in the box, and Robbo started to come alive, which is what we are as a team. And then I thought that obviously the second goal kind of killed the game off, and that was a really good goal. It was a nice goal to see, but really tough. They make it really tough to get behind the ball. But sign of a good team is that when you don't play well, you stick together, you keep a clean sheet, you keep the ball out of the net, and you wait for those moments, and that's what we did today.
Was it a coincidence the goals came after the substitutions?
No, I don't think so. I think that we ask a lot of these players, and I think the biggest take from today has to be that the group stuck together on the pitch. I think last year, I don't know if we'd have won that game, if I'm honest. I think this year got a different mentality, resilience, wanting to win, different confidence, different belief, and that's what it takes. You're not going to play well every week. You're not. But what we did is we found a way, and when you can do that as a team, and you look behind you and you've got strength in what we're trying to do, they're all together, and it's a really good start. And like I say, teams that remain up there find ways to win, and that's what we did today.
Dan Kemp did what Dan Kemp does, but it must have been a manager moment when Gasan comes on and with his first touch in a Stevenage shirt, the ball's in the back of the net.
Yeah, with Gasan, he's it's taken a long time. That he's had a really tough year. When you get bought for big money, there's a lot of expectation on you, and it didn't happen for whatever reason. But when you get someone like that in the building, you have to remove all the negativity that comes around him and is directed at him, because we've seen what he can do, and we really believe in Gas to be able to play with, to be able to play on his own, to play with Reedy, but we want to fill him with confidence, because that's who we are, that's what we are as a staff, and we've asked him to remove the last year. People here today will see a player that's really committed. And there's no better way as a striker to score on your debut with your first touch. So hopefully that really builds him. Hopefully that gives him that confidence. And hopefully, everybody else, now the noise around him that I've seen over this week is removed. We'll see over the next few games. We've got to get him fit. But it's really important that we stick together as a club with all of our lads. It's so important, because the crowd today drove us on. It was brilliant. It was such a good thing, everybody cheering, everybody together, and that's what we are, and that's what we have to keep pushing. And Gasan's no different, Reedy's no different. All of these players, they're really pushing for this football club, and we should be proud of that. But we've just got to keep going.
Careful how I say this, but you're the only team with a 100% record so far.
Yeah, that doesn't, that's not just because of where am I going with this? It's deserved, because they work extremely hard. All you can ask is when they go on the pitch, they stay together, they grind these results out, and that's what it takes. And we looked at the start, and obviously anyone, it doesn't. We wanted to start the season really strong, and I think that when we won against Blackpool, that builds belief, that builds confidence. Then obviously last week, First half was exceptional. I said I thought it because of the control that we had in the game, and I only looked at one end, but we should have scored more. And then today, it's a completely different performance, but it's a solid, united performance, and that's all you can ask. When you put people on the pitch, you just want them to work extremely hard for each other, and that's what they're doing. And every good moment, every good bit of play, every win, it builds confidence and belief in what they're doing, and they should be really proud of themselves as a team where we are. But this is just the start of it.
Well done today, Alex.